Good morning, friends, families, and all of you out there in Facebook land. This is Pastor Jim Beard from the Bethel Mound Church. Why don't we get ready to worship today? Here's a great song about our great God. Great is thy faithfulness from beginning to end. Sing along with us. Hey, good morning again, friends, families, and all of you out there in Facebook land. Pastor Jim Beard here, and I welcome you to this beautiful day up here in Minnesota. This Sunday, March 20th, we are going to be worshiping again. Hopefully you have gotten yourself out of bed, grabbed yourself your cup of coffee, and are ready, because this series here is called Java with Jesus. which is kind of our fun way of taking a look at the whole Lenten journey, but also, well, let's just throw in a little few metaphors about coffee along the way. I don't know about you, but sometimes folks just feel like, gosh, it's hard to get going, hard to wake up in the morning. Anybody feel that way? Yeah, I understand. So think of it this way: Jesus is kind of like that caffeine kick that gets us going, that gets us moving sometimes, that brings us more alive and alert to what life is all about. Do you remember this Caribou Coffee slogan? They said, "Caribou Coffee, life is short. Stay awake for it." In other words, yeah, life is short. Don't miss it, and certainly don't let life pass you by. Grab it and embrace all of it. Now, you know, part of our story here is, well, I have to admit something that was part of our history for my wife Janet and I. It's a story that I think changed our lives. It well changed my life, I should just say, and I try to remember this ever since. Ever since our youngest son Adam was about 10. Okay, and he is about 10, and he's been invited to go to a friend's birthday party at their home. This is a friend he knew from school, I believe, or someplace, but we really didn't know this family ahead of time. So we had not met previously, but knew enough. Quick phone call, where to go, drop him off, what the plan was, of course. And we are scrambling as we were always scrambling in those days, running around frantically trying to get him ready and get him to the party. Okay, getting him there was important, and that's when I don't know. We were kind of always frantically running around. I think caffeine was not needed in those days. We were just always constantly running. And we came upon this house that was throwing the party, and we came upon a sight that we had never seen before. Never seen before. Or it was the strangest looking thing. Here was this woman, it turned out to be the mother. As the guests are arriving, she is just casually standing in the middle of her driveway with a cup of coffee. Literally, standing there without a care in the world. She's not frantic at all. I couldn't believe it. What is going on here? No, she's there to greet us and go around back at them. They're all waiting there and having a big time by the pool and all those things. My wife and I sort of drove away going, what in the world? We would be frantic up to the past the last minute, going into even the big frantic through the whole party. Things like that. I mean, it was one of those strangest images of parenthood that we had witnessed, but not anymore. Okay, from that moment on, Janet and I have a standing joke. Okay, we have this joke that says, we know we're ready whenever we can say, it's time to go stand in the driveway with a cup of coffee. Let the party begin, dear. Yeah, why are we racing through? Why are we so busy? Oh my gosh, it's almost like we miss out on the party itself. You know what I mean? You're missing the party itself because of all the runnings around that you do. Run. And from that day forward, you know, our goal has been to, well, slow it down, be ready in advance so that life is not going to pass us by. Life is too short, as the slogan said for the Caribou Coffee. It's time to enjoy the party. Enjoy life. Enjoy all these things. How many of you are feeling a little busy? A little frantic? A little that sometimes you miss it, you know? Well, don't be too harsh on yourself, but take heart with this lesson today, all right? I don't think I am the only one who has fallen into the busy trap. And it still creeps up and still comes along. Just to set things forward and get things going, here's just a quick 2 minutes from one of those TED Talks by a young woman named Lexi Harvey on what she calls the busy identity.
This past weekend, I was scrolling through my news feed and I was amazed the amount of people who actually accomplished something on Sunday. Ellen just painted her entire house. James posted a picture of himself on the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. It's a school night. And Carrie just adopted a baby on Facebook. Geez, I mean, like, I've been watching Netflix all day, and it just asked me if I'm still watching for like the 7th time. And yes, I'm still watching, but that cannot be my status update. Lexi is still watching, update. But why do I feel the need to let other people know that I'm busy too? It is as if in our modern world, busyness has become the essence of success. People have begun to measure failure in correlation to how much free time somebody has, and success into how much someone can insert the phrase, "Sorry, I'm too busy." In his 2012 New York Times article, The Busy Trap, Tim Creeder calls this response a boast disguised as a complaint. Honestly, I think that's exactly what it is. It is a badge of honor, a self-given compliment, expecting a stock response with implications of, "Congratulations!" Guys, what are we congratulating them on? Being busy or being tired? Creeder states that these people's lamented busyness is purely self-imposed. They are busy because of their own ambition or drive or anxiety. Americans have taken it upon themselves to cram their schedules in order to feel more important. The more things you have to do must mean the more important you are.
Can you relate to any of that? Oh, yeah. Here's another story. Am I on again? Technology is being a bit stubborn to this morning, but I think we're going to make it. Here's another story, is what I was about to say, to get you settled into before the actual biblical lesson today. Okay, it's about a group of alumni. Okay, who have established their careers. Yeah, they're flowing now. They're really pumping along, and they're talking at a reunion, and decided that they were going to go visit their old university professor together, and who is now retired. Okay, so they all did that. They said the next day, let's all go find Professor so-and-so, and they did. And during their visit, the conversation amongst all of them, of course, turned into complaints in a way, or the boastings, as Lexi mentioned, about stress and their work and all their hectic lives, and oh my gosh, and how that was feeling. So, offering his guests coffee, the professor went to the kitchen and returned with a large pot of coffee and a whole assortment of cups. There were ceramic cups and porcelain cups. Even there were paper cups, plastic cups, some decent glass cups, some plain looking, some were very ornate, some very expensive even looking, some were just exquisite. And he just put them all before them and told them to grab a cup and enjoy the cup of coffee. So when all the alumni had their coffee cup in hand, the professor said, "Notice that all of the nice-looking, expensive cups have been taken up, leaving behind the plain and the cheap ones. And while it's normal for you to want, the best for yourselves, that is the source of your problem and stress, my young friends. Be assured that the cup itself adds basically no quality to the coffee that's in it. In most cases, it is just more expensive when you get a fancy cup, and in some cases, it even hides what we drink because of the outside. But what all of you really want was the coffee, right? Would you like some coffee? It didn't ask if you wanted the cup. But you unconsciously went for then the best cups, and then you began eyeing each other's cup. So now consider this. Life is the coffee. Your job, money, and position in society are the cups. They are just tools to hold and contain life, the life within. Now, the type of cup one has does not define nor change the quality of life a person lives. Sometimes, by concentrating only on the cup, we fail to enjoy the coffee, the life which God has provided us. Yeah, God makes the coffee. God brings the coffee. God brings the life for us. It's us men and women who choose the cup that we're trying to put it all into. And we get all obsessed with the cup. The happiest people don't necessarily have, the best of everything. They don't have the best cups, maybe, but they just make the best of everything. They enjoy their coffee. They enjoy their life. They know when to stop doing the dishes and when to enjoy a cup of life. But some people don't. Some people don't. Some people are like the woman in our Bible story today. Okay? Her name is Martha. And even when Jesus himself comes to her house, she is just too busy to stop and appreciate it. Her sister Mary, on the other hand, well, let's just say she has put aside things. She has snuggled down and is soaking it all in and having a cup of coffee with Jesus. And it was driving Martha crazy. Here's the passage from Luke chapter 10, starting at the 38th verse. As Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. And she had a sister named Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet, listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made, and she came to him and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do the work by myself? Tell her to help me. Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. And Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken from her. Martha's story was? Let's imagine what she's thinking.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I had been working my fingers to the bone in the kitchen, while my sister Mary didn't even pick up a dish towel. She's in the other room just sitting there, doing nothing, laughing and enjoying herself with our guests. Even before they all got here, she was just standing outside with a cup of coffee. I, on the other hand, seem to always be busy. Maybe too busy. And that's when Jesus' words hit me right between the eyes. I expected him to back me up and tell Mary to get up and do what was proper and expected of us women. Instead, he said, no, Mary is doing the more important thing right now. You, Martha, are the one who needs to stop fussing over the insignificant things. Right now, come, sit, enjoy a cup of coffee with me. I stood there, dumbfounded for a moment. The mess in the kitchen was begging me to return. But deep down, I knew he was right. I was missing out on the times that really matter. I guess I kept busy to avoid having to face what was uncomfortable within me. But no more. I took off my apron right then and there, picked up a cup of coffee, and slowly savored this special time with this holy teacher. He saved me from living a life of frantic insignificance. From that day forward, I was a new woman. Each week is now filled with less busyness and more joy. Just think, Jesus was right here in my house, and I almost missed it.
Yeah, our Bible story today is about a woman who is really, really busy, isn't she? Yeah, really, really busy. Too busy to spend time with Jesus, with God, and with her family. How many of you have ever felt too busy? I can't sit with you right now. Yeah. Or maybe you're still running around like crazy, as we sometimes are, but is that kind of your lifestyle always? You're just always going. But at the end of the day, someone asks you, well, what'd you do today? And all you can come up with is, nothing, but I'm sure I'm tired. Yeah. Think about that. If that's your normal response, here's another little object lesson that may help you with, what did I do? Nothing. I don't know, nothing of significance. Let's think of it this way. Okay, I'm going to take this nice vase. Okay, I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to fill it up with some things. So you just watch me fill this up. Okay, I don't know. The cameras may need to go down just a little bit here as we put this together. Or do I have to go up? I have to go up. So let's just, back up a little bit. That sounds good. Let's put a few of these in, a few of those in. Oh, and let's put some beans in here too. There we go. Ooh, let's put some more in. Gosh, that smells so good. Let's put some more in. Pack it in there. Wait a minute. Better put some more of these in. I know. Oh yeah. See that? Oh, but I gotta put that one in. And I better put that one in and that one in. These are important to put in. And I'll put in some more. Okay. There, is it full? You know what? There's still more room. I dare say that there's a lot of room still here. There's a lot of room right in here. I could, but I'm not going to do this right now, but I mean, if need be, I could grind up the beans. I could grind up all those coffee beans that I put in here, and I can add some more ground up beans. I'll put all the grounds in. As I'm filling this, I can also be filling this with the grounds that are filling in. I can probably put 2 more cups of you thought it was full. I can put 2 more cups of ground coffee in there. Would it be full then? Guess what? There's even more room in here. Even if I put in 2 more cups of ground beans, and it looks like it's just packed, I could take my cup of coffee, and I dare say I could put in 2 more fully brewed cups of coffee into this vase as well. Then there's the full. Then it's all full to the top. Now what is this getting at, this little illustration? I want you to recognize something. Recognize that this jar represents your life. Okay? Your life. I'm going to call them, instead of the pine cones, let's call them the rocks. Okay? The rocks. The rocks are those most important things. And I will say that's probably God, family, children, health, friends, and maybe even your favorite passions. Things that if everything else were lost, and only those big rocks, big cones remained, your life would still be full. But then there are the beans themselves. The beans are the things that also matter, like there's your job and there's your whole house and there's your car, but they're in a lesser level here. The grounds, the coffee, all that you pour in, they're everything else. They're all the small stuff. The idea is take care of the big things first. Put those rocks in first. Put those rocks in. Put the pine cones in as you're going. The things that really matter. If you put all of the grounds into the jar first, you just fill it up with the ground coffee. There's no room for the beans. There is no room for these pine cones. These big items there. The same goes for life. If you spend all your time and energy on all of the small stuff, you will never have room for the things that really matter, the things that are important to you. Okay? So pay attention to how your life rhythm goes. Pay attention to the things that are crucial to give you life, to give you happiness. And I dare say, God should be one of the biggest things in there. But so many times we feel like, God, I can't fit you in. There's no more time. Yeah, really? Think about that. Okay? Pray to God. Make God a part of it. Do a daily devotion. Dance to God. I don't care. Sing praises to God. Whatever it brings you in there. But do not leave that out of your life. Spend time with your family. Time maybe to exercise. Take care of yourself. Oh, I don't have time for that. Yeah, that's my excuse still too. Really? I'm not putting it into the life there early enough and often enough. There will always be time for the small stuff like watching TV and playing video games. Okay? So set your priorities. The rest of it are just like the dregs at the bottom of the pot. Okay? And if nothing else, today's lesson just goes to show you that no matter how full your life may seem, well, I dare say there's always room for a couple of cups of coffee with a friend. Our offering today is just a reminder to make that part of your life too. Cultivate that generosity within you. Give to the works of God that are going on around the world, going around in your neighborhoods, going around in your churches. Where's God active, making things happen? Give part of that also your attention. Sometimes the hardest thing to give Jesus, though, is not our money, quite frankly. It's our time. Sometimes the hardest thing to give is our time to Jesus. So maybe that's part of your offering also. But following Jesus means making time for the most important relationship. our prayer time today will be a little bit more extended to give you time to concentrate on some of these questions and think about them. But I think I'll start us with a prayer here, and then there's one of those great contemplative videos that will actually last and guide you through it. It'll last about 8 minutes, I think. But that's what I'm saying. Let it lead you into those quiet places of reflection, which is so good for Lent. Okay? But why don't we be in an attitude of prayer first and pray to God together. Prepare us for this journey of ours, O Holy One, a journey through Lent, through introspection, through those weak places of our souls we'd rather not tend to. O Holy Sustainer, you were ever in and with Jesus on his journey to Jerusalem, guiding his choices and strengthening his courage each step of the way. As your beloved children, we ask that you be with us and strengthen us on our journeys. Through our time of worship and our companionship with one another, teach us to recognize Christ in everyone we meet. Open always to Christ's presence in our homes and in our lives. Finally, O Spirit of life, slow us down so that we may bask in your wisdom, rejoice in your glory, and find our resurrection in your sacrificial love. Amen.
Resurrection is part of the pattern of life baked into all of creation. We see it everywhere. Life, death, rebirth, life, death, rebirth. Resurrection is a gift from the Creator that reconnects us to the deep hope and inner joy that resides in all things. It's everywhere, but our default state is to focus on decay. Our default state is to fixate on what is broken and run from the resurrection, run from the joy infused in all of creation. Our tendency is to become addicted to our own suffering and create our own sort of hell over and over and over every day. But living in resurrection means developing a practice of returning to it, keeping a constant reminder in front of us at all times that all things broken come back together. Lent is a season of preparation for resurrection, an invitation to slow ourselves down enough to observe these destructive patterns that we have and to acknowledge the ways that we run from and reject resurrection. To observe our own rejection of love and ready ourselves for a new way of being, a resurrection way of being. So breathe. Be. Is there something here for you to receive in this space? The poet David White writes that confession is a stripping away of protection, the telling of a truth which might once have seemed like a humiliation becomes suddenly a gateway, an entrance to a solid ground, even a first step home. To confess is to declare oneself ready for a more courageous road. So, in this moment, in this season, what are you protecting? What do you obsess over? What pain are you hiding behind? What does the courageous road look like for you in this season? Pay attention to what rises up within you in this particular moment. Continue to be fully in this space. I'm going to share a brief refrain with you. Think of it like a mantra. Allow it to sink into your spirit, get stuck in your head, and even lived out in your body over these next coming days.
Help me see the love that you bring, and doors I keep on locking that love behind. Put to death my small way of being. Give me a new mind. 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 Help me see the love that you bring. Doors I keep on locking that love behind. Put to death my small way of being. Give me a new mind.
I want to offer you a question to contemplate over the next few days. How am I rejecting resurrection?
Give me a new mind.
Observe it. Be kind to yourself.
Give me a new mind. Give me a
Peace and light be with you, my friend.
Give me a new mind. Give me a new mind. Give me a new mind.
I like that part about being gentle on yourself as you go through this. Sometimes we're our own worst critics, aren't we? So I loved that part too. Just take a look and be honest, but be gentle with yourself too as you keep moving forward through Lent this season. Um, we all have things to keep learning and adjusting. May your journey be blessed as you keep moving forward. Be gentle on yourself as you keep going. All right. In case you are still looking for resources, I just want to let you know that our back-ordered books did come in. If you want us to send you a copy of one of these, The Gospel of Lives, I'm not sure if those of you on Facebook are noticing this, but I have been posting every like Monday through Friday or so the ending of these little devotional readings. It's just kind of like the Encountering Jesus Today is what they call it here. Just the final little paragraph and a prayer that goes with it. And I keep thinking, man, those are good things just all by themselves. But if you read the 2-3 page little commentary, the little reflection beforehand, I just let you know this guy knows how to write. I just love it. There's history. There's there's context. There's all this going on, and then he just wraps it up with all the current stuff. It's like I just think he's doing a great job. So if you're looking for a good devotion, John Indermark, Gospeled Lives, I still recommend it. And we do have a limited supply here at church. They keep going and going, but our back order numbers did come in. So just let us know if you'd like us to send you one, or go right to our website and you can find links to the Christian bookstores directly if you like the e-versions, etc. March is also Food Share Month. You may be or maybe not be aware of that. Basically, this is the time to really give to our food shelves, whether it's in here in the Mound area or maybe it's in your neighborhood. I dare say most of them will have matching funds available. Okay, so for example, if you want to even give it through Bethel, our mission team is saying they'll match up to $500 worth of gifts to send out. So your $50 actually becomes a $100 gift. You see what I'm saying? But whatever we send in, many of these organizations have their foundations or major supporters that are also doubling. So the $100 that we are now sending in actually becomes $200 that you're giving. And even though it's great to run to the grocery store and grab food items and drop it off too, usually I'll let you know they have like 8, 9, 10 times the purchasing power that we do just because of connections there. And so, $200 in a check form actually doesn't just buy $200 worth of groceries. It buys $1,800 worth of groceries. So watch how that multiplies. So whether you're near or far, whether you're off in Florida or Wisconsin or wherever it happens to be, find your place to give to the food shelf and your places of helping the community wherever you happen to be this month. Make things happen for them. We appreciate it. They do too. For those who are around Bethel, we're going to have a congregational meeting coming up here on Sunday, April 10th. Sunday, April 10th. That's Palm Sunday. Just to clarify, it will follow our worship service here just because we want to keep you all informed. These are stressful times. These are times that we need to be working through issues, and we've got ideas, but now there's not just wild, crazy ideas. There's been some research and a little bit of like this could work, that could work, but what do you think? We want to talk about it with all of you. So anyone who can make it, let us know and be here if you can. What was that date again? April 10th, I believe. April 10th, right after church. After church at 11 o'clock. Okay? Upcoming in worship next week. Let's just say I actually am pulling from a particular sermon again that I've actually shared this one with you. I did back in August of 2018. And I bet you don't all remember it because it's one of those. But maybe you remember it. It's like one of those good Christmas stories. You want to hear it again and again. It's that good. that type of thing. But I pulled it out of context. It was really part of this series originally, and I pulled it because it was so good. But I think it does bear repeating. And I always, every time I'm doing a series, spend hours and hours also enhancing and tweaking and changing and adapting it. But I'll let you know. You've probably heard parts of this, but not all of it. We're going to be looking into issues. Well, with coffee, of course, around justice on a worldwide scale, and maybe also actions that you and I can take from our biblical story on on a neighborhood-wide scale, shall we say? Okay, so next week it's called "Not All Coffee is Created Equal." So. Hope you will be back to worship with us again. Our departing song is it's a sweet one about a family that is taking the time, a family that got this quiet, gentle song, and they're all in their PJs, and you can just feel the love, and everyone is doing what we have been talking about today. So I hope you will click over to this song by J.J. Heller. It is called Ordinary Days over on YouTube. So when we're done here, go give yourself that image of there it is. That's the coffee at its quality filled time. That's life at its quality filled time. So from God's house here at Bethel to your house, wherever that might happen to be, may you have the coffee and the life that God intended with all its richness, all its flavors, all of its blessings. Go in peace.